The film begins with the arrival of a woman named Goodman at Doria's apartment. Goodman is a tough lawyer. Until now, he has never lost in every case he handled. Goodman's arrival at Doria's apartment is to get further information about the problem Doria is facing. Currently, Doria is in the case of a suspect in the murder of Laura. Laura is Doria's mistress. Goodman asked Doria, going into detail with nothing to hide. He told me that he was with Laura at that time, and he was asked for some money so that his affair with Laura was not reported. But when Doria was getting ready to leave to give money, suddenly someone hit her from behind until she was unconscious, until the police came to his room. Den finds Doria hugging a dead Laura and surrounded by the money she'll be carrying. That's what he told Goodman, after which Goodman gave him a newspaper, which contained the news of a missing young man. Does Goodman ask if Doria knows him? Doria had time to dodge, and finally, Doria told before Laura died that he and Laura were somewhere far away from Doria's house. Just as they were about to return home, Doria decided to take a shortcut. But what happened was that they had an accident that almost hit a deer, with a car coming from the opposite direction and crashing into a tree. When examined, it turned out to be a young man whose condition was already dead. To avoid further problems, namely so that the affair is not known, so Laura decided to get rid of the car and the young man, because the car that Doria was carrying wouldn't start, so Doria took the car to hide, and Laura looked for the help of a tow truck. Doria sank the car into the lake, and Laura managed to get help from a man named Garrido, because the car had to be reset to start. Laura and the car were taken to Garrido's house. When he arrived at Garrido's house, he was introduced by his wife. Garrido's wife told me that she had a son named Daniel. When Laura saw the photo of the child, she was told she was shocked. It turned out that the car and the young man who died were the children of a married couple who were helping him. Laura almost got caught because she was still holding Daniel's cell phone. Laura reflexively put the phone on the couch. Finally, the car can be turned on again, and Laura picked up Doria at the location near her sinking Daniel's car. After that, Doria sold his car to be destroyed in an auto repair shop to remove traces. Doria and Laura promised not to see each other again after that incident. That's the version Doria told Goodman, the partner of Felix, Doria's main attorney. According to Doria, the culprit was Garrido, who works with his wife who works at the hotel. Goodman, however, is still not convinced by the story because Daniel was accused of embezzling money. Doria replies that it was Laura who did it, using the authority of her husband who works at the bank. From the way Goodman interviewed, it made Doria unsure of Goodman, because it seems like he already understands the conditions that occur. Doria asked Laura to be blamed, but she couldn't because when the police came to the hotel, Doria was already beside Laura. Goodman kept urging Doria to tell the truth, because Garrido, who is across from her apartment, is already monitoring Doria. Finally, Doria told him that he had killed Laura at the hotel, and when he sinks the car, it turns out that Daniel is still alive. Goodman handed him a map, asking Doria to show him where the car was sunk. Doria put a mark on the map that Goodman gave him because he was sure that Doria's story was genuine. Goodman asked permission to go outside to breathe. Doria called Felix. While she was talking to Felix, the signal seemed to be interrupted, And it turned out that what was bothering his cell phone was a bugging device, which was in the pen that Goodman had given him. Doria checked the document under Goodman and found it was just blank paper. Doria was starting to get suspicious about that. At the same time, the bell rang, which turned out to be the real Goodman who had just come to meet Doria. It turns out that the Goodman who was discussing the case earlier is the fake Goodman, who turns out to be Garrido's wife. Garrido and his wife contacted the police to share evidence of Doria's pre-recorded confessions, that it was Doria, not Laura, who did all that. The story is over.